grew up really into, I was first and foremost really into acting when I was a child. I used to be in the school plays and, community theater. And then I slowly wanted, when my father gave me a small, like 3 megapixel camera back then, he wanted to see what I had, if I had an eye for behind the camera. So I just started to just make short films with my brothers and sisters, friends in the neighborhood, and at school. And then my father saw something in me where he's like, let me see if I can take what I learned back in the past, being an actor and a filmmaker, and let me hone it in him. And let me see now, because in the modern day. So I took that, I started to make other short films, and that's where I went to UNLV Film School, and I got trained there too. And before I made my first film, Break, which was filmed in Japan, because I've been going to Japan ever since I was young, through my father and Lonnie's business together. So I just fell in love with the culture there, and I just said, let me make a film here. I really want to make a film here, but my father challenged me and said, show me a script. Let me see what you got. So I had to really write and really develop everything I learned from experience and show him that I'm ready to do this, And same thing with the Philippines. When I showcased Break here, I fell in love with the culture. I saw how the Philippines was very welcome to local talent. Me being half Filipino, by the way, too. I was able to say, I see a lot of really great talent here in the Philippines. I want people to see them more. I want to put them in a broader spectrum for people to see them, because there's a lot of hidden talent here. And I thought, me co-writing this film with my father, that we can put many different talents inside the right roles to really showcase what they got. And when you guys see the movie, you guys will definitely be able to see these guys in a different light, where you're going to see their acting range for real. Really excited.
And I play the character of Carlos in this project, a guy who comes from a very rich and influential family, and without being prevented by that, he runs all the drugs that goes around the small town of San Antonio, and that's where he gains his sense of power over people, despite of, like I said, coming from a very rich and famous family.
You said before, Manu, gusto na pakitin na daw yung hat sa
Oh yeah, sure.
tapos mo ni makilini yung gorgeous look. Sayang
Alright,
naman.
thank you.
Go, Manu.
Alright.
Hello guys, Manu Respal here. I play the town's, it's a small town, so I play the town's clown, if I may call it. So I'm always there, I see everything, I know everything, the details and who and why. And I won't say anything more, but watch it, it's crazy good.
Before we go to Roxanne, kay Miguel Vasquez muna. Miguel.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I play the role of FBI agent Miguel Cortez, and his character is sort of a antagonistic character in the film. No? I don't want to give away too much, but it is a murder mystery, and all the characters are definitely considered the usual suspects in the entire thing. No? But yes, my character has a bit of a twist, which is kind of nice.
Miss Elaine, our very lovely
Hi!
producer. Malakpakan naman po, Miss
Magandang
Elaine.
hapon sa inyo lahat. Salamat sa inyong pagpunta. Alam kong malayo ang MOA, pero nandito kayo lahat. Palakpakan ninyo ang mga sarili ninyo sa pag-suporta sa amin dito. My name is Elaine Dosano. I'm the line producer of the movie. And I'm also playing a role in the movie. It's a short role. Hira lang to, Alvin. I play the madrasta of T-Boy in the movie. So, abangan ninyo ang aking mga exam. That's...
Hello.
Hi guys, I play myself. No, I play Julian in the movie, and I won't say anymore. Sam, maganda yan.
Thanks, Julian. Apollo.
Hi, I'm Ali, and I played the role of the forensic doctor who was part of the investigation of this movie. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Now we go to the beautiful Roxanne Barcelo.
Sawadika! Mabuhay! Ako po si Maria dito sa Way of the Cross, at ang role ko po dito ay nagvo-volunteer ako sa simbahan. Mariwasa mabait, walang kasing linis ang aking budhi dito sa pelikulang ito. I thank you.
And the priest of seeing it all, Alvin Anson.
Hello, good afternoon. First and foremost, thank you very much for coming and supporting our film. Like I said, palapakan natin yan. And before I tell you about my character, I'd like to thank three people. Miss Lonnie, Anthony, and Anthony Sr. Palapakan po na sila. Without them, this movie would not be possible. Of course, we're a team effort here. And Tyson Studio, I Miss Guide Pictures. Maraming salamat, thank you. And my character here, I play a priest. Of course, you guys are shocked that I'm playing a priest. My first time playing a priest. So, like Miguel said, we are all usual suspect. Serial killing happening in a small town. And the rest, you have to watch the movie. Thank you very much. God bless. Bye-bye.
And our major character, the FBI agent, Mr. Anthony Diaz, T-Boy.
Hi everybody, my name is T-Boy and I play the role of Rogue Rogelio, who's a top FBI agent in the States, who actually has to go and bury his estranged father, who's a top NBI agent in the Philippines. And through there, he actually gets caught up in a lot of the murder mysteries that happen. His FBI instincts kick in, to where he feels like he has to help solve the case, but his jurisdiction is not in the Philippines. So I get tangled up in that, and I meet a lot of colorful characters along the way. And I won't say more than that. But thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it.
So before we ask the members of the press to inquire about the film, I'm curious lang ako, why is everyone in a small town speaking English? It's a small town, and everyone is speaking in English. I'm just curious about that, Father.
Yes. Yes, they were all sponsored by the mayor to go to England. The mayor of Paolo Gamboa is sick, so he's not here right now. You know, if you watch a lot of movies, there are Mexican movies, Russian movies, all kinds of foreign movies that they're speaking English, and we know they're Russian, they're Germans. You know, so I think it's high time that we should speak English because audiences now abroad, they don't want to read subtitles, right? And they don't want to hear people speaking, you know, when you dub it, because it sounds like a, you know, old movie.
And when they watch it, it's not as if like, you know, you're watching a Tagalog movie na trying hard pag-English yung mga tao. So I think it looks, it feels like a legit international movie. I believe so.
Okay. Sir Tony?
This guy has more experience.
Most importantly is we wanted to make sure that this movie was an international style movie. So we wanted to make sure that because English is the most spoken language around the world. So that way we can resonate for all audiences. And number two is Americans don't like to read subtitles. And this is really an American movie set in the Philippines. And so the Philippines is the backdrop, but it is an American movie with international flavor and storytelling.
Okay.
Well, you know, it really did help a lot, you know, having the script months ahead of time. You know, I was able to have enough time to really break it down and map out where my character's heading. And, you know, as I always do, you know, I keep reading and reading the script like 100 times till the whole thing would lodge in my head. And then, you know, subconsciously I just become the character. And, you know, actually it's the detaching part that's really hard for me whenever I do any project. You know, it's not the preparing, it's the detaching part. Since I do method acting all the time, so that's how I did it. Thank you.
I think the preparing part, to answer you directly, I think I've been preparing for all my life for this because I've been in showbiz for 27 years, but I've never had a role like this. I've been a character actor. I'm always in a mask or in a prosthetics, like in Shake Rattle role. I was a creature. I'm always covered, and this time it's a dream role of mine that I've never imagined that would land on my lap. And when I got the script, I didn't have actually scripts, but I was just randomly, you know, I prepared in the sense of that I've been wanting this role for all through these years, and now I had it, and it was crazy, random, good with a guide script, and beautiful people around me working with me, and people who, this is very important, you know, a director and producers that believe in you. That's crazy good. Right? Because it's hard, but it's really crazy because it makes you become the best actor that you want to become, because they believe in you and they trust you. Because it's hard when you see and feel that they're not giving you what they think you are capable of doing. That's hard. But I felt it here. So it's wonderful. This role is something that I will never forget doing.
Me too, Char. Ano yung sinabi? Hindi ko masundan. No, I love and respect Manu as a friend, as an actor, as a speaker. My goodness, Mr. Speaks. Okay, so ako naman, ang preparation ko for this role, coming from the audition, because I line up for auditions. Everyone who knows me knows that I really go to auditions, and I was thrilled when I heard there's an international film filming in the Philippines, and I was like, wow, like, jump on it, agad, diba? And, but the process was completely different. Iba yung proseso, iba yung pag-prepare. It was definitely a recreation of a different persona. Yun yung masasabi ko po. Every detail, we wrote it down talaga. Her hobbies, her thoughts, her past. Kumbaga, what wasn't written in the scripts, in the script, binuo namin behind the scenes. And we really created her mentality together. I really enjoyed the process of an internationally led group. So it's definitely a standard to live by. I took it with me in other projects afterwards. I definitely learned a lot. And bilang artista, we always learn new things, but I definitely learned a lot. Like when you watch it, we all can't give so many details. You really need to watch the whole film. It definitely was a challenge for all of us. Pero ang good thing is the set was incredible. Napaka realistic, ang ganda ng pagkaka-design and everything, and the story just kind of gave life to everything. So I'm proud to be part of it.
Miguel, anong thoughts mo sa question? How did you prepare for your character here?
We didn't prepare. No, I'm kidding. Kidding aside, kaibigan. I think when you're preparing for a role, the most important thing bilang isang performer, actor, is to look for something that resonates in you as far as the character is concerned. So when you're reading the character, you have to find some fiber in your being that can relate to the character. No? If you cannot find this in the character, then you cannot play the character well. So kailangan mo maghanap ng kahit isang maliit na bagay, basta may konti doon, pwede ka na mag-latch on doon. And then you can manifest that and let it grow. So that I think any actor that takes their job seriously really needs to find that when they're reading a character. Having said that, apart from that, working with a phenomenal cast helps you to really explore your character further and just to create these relationships that are very real, no? And having a director and producer that are so open-minded and help nurture that growth of character, it is fantastic, and it's a very humbling experience. So thank you so much, Anthony, Lani, the two Anthonys, of course, and thank you to my co-actors for helping us all bring out the best in our performances and the characters that we played. Yeah, that's basically it. Miss Elaine.
Ako din kailangan kasi magaling na ako. Hindi, kasi we practically lived in the location for almost 2 months. So being in a location locked in, and being with this entire cast and with the producers, so parang we grew with each other in terms of relationships. We were fighting, we were cursing each other on the set. Alam mo yun, so sobrang kami nag-bond dun sa, habang busy ako sa budgeting, doing schedules, and acting. Yeah, it was tough, pero being with a great people like these people, sobrang silang nakadala ng, kasi hindi naman ako artista. I used to, but I'm no longer an actress. But because of these great people, so lumabas yung aking acting abilities. And T-Boy is at the same age as my eldest son. So yeah, it was easy to fall in love with T-Boy as a son.
Alvin?
I'll give you a little background. Before Anthony and Miss Lani came, I've been preparing for this role for 8 years because all my life. All my life. No, because our co-director Gloria Vicuno can't be here right now. He originally wrote the script and then they rewrote it with a Hollywood writer, and then also Miguel introduced me to Gloria and said, "I have this role for you, Father Luna. You're gonna really like it." So we were trying to make the movie ever since. So for 8 years, I've been trying to do all kinds of stuff for, building Father Luna's character, getting into it, and then what made it easier or better is Anthony, young Anthony, is a film graduate, the youngest in Las Vegas to graduate from school, and Tony, the senior, the fourth, is also an actor and a film graduate. So they help us nurture the character. So besides our research and our own personal take, when we got into the set and the rehearsals, especially Tony, he's already talking all kinds of stuff inside your head that brought the character out. Is that right? Okay, that's it.
Anthony, your thoughts about how did you prepare for your character?
Well, I'm a big proponent of the method acting, and I was growing up, I learned from my father, he was actually part of the method acting school growing up too, and he really poured that into me. So me being an FBI agent, I actually had some relatives that were former FBI agents or friends of other former FBI agents. So I really wanted to pick their brain about how to walk, to talk, to do their duties. So, and we tried to correlate that to all the actors on set for them to go dig deep, to really dig deep to their characters. Don't look at the script as surface level, just these are the lines. Every line has a meaning behind it. Every single dialogue and emotion and action line. So we really trusted, and with my father, we really tried to hone the actors into really digging deep within themselves to really go to places they've probably never gone before.
Okay.
Of MOA. And a Black Grandia will be taking one half of the Kaizen crew, another half of High Five crew, and at the back.